Come on. Oh, oh my god, I haven't done it for days. It's the 19th of January. January is whizzy whiz by, of course, because of it does when you're as old as we are. Apologies. Well, in fact, I was going to say apologies for anybody that's younger than me, but I know you're all about my age or older because I've seen the analytics. all the old biddies, all the old giffers unite. So I am actually, we're going back to bed. Oh, Bika. Just going to put my cup of tea. This is my can we say my little Beano store. I've discovered that's my perfect cup of tea stand, and I'm just like, oh F it, it's so cold, I'm gonna get back into bed with my cup of tea. It is my second one. I've already had one in bed. I was gonna have it in the kitchen, but Connie was in there like I was like, no, I can't be, I'm not yet. So I came back in here with it. Good morning, Limelight. Good morning, Catherine. How is everybody today? Yeah, I'm 50. Me too. Yeah, chime in if you're 50. All the 50 pluses, chime in. Morning, Cass. Word, it is chili pops this morning. In fact, actually, but it's not as chili pops as it has been for the last few days when I almost died at a bus stop. Right, how we're going to do this. La-di-da. Sorry, because I'm just getting comfortable. Hang on, let's pull the duvet up. Now we're talking. That's why they call it a laptop, isn't it? So, yeah, just a real quick chit-chat this morning. How is everybody? So, can we see why it gets buzzed now? Because there's so much of it. It's so thick. What the F? I'm really trying. I'm trying because I always buzz it and they go, oh, like after 6 weeks ago, oh, shall I grow it? So I'm really trying this time to actually grow it and see what happens. But I mean, it's just so much of it. And I mean, it's not, it's just, what does anyone think when they see this on the street? Just go, oh, feel better about myself. Anyway, so I've put a subject up as well. Is there anything else I need to waffle about first? See, the floodgates are open now. You've all said you're up for waffle. You're going to get it. 2 barrels. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Posty didn't turn up yesterday. And when I went to the box, it still said Thursday. So I don't know if that means... Does that happen? I feel like sometimes the postman didn't receive any post from them either. Like that sometimes if they're short on staff, you literally don't get around. I never used to feel that way, but I felt it at Lady Jane that sometimes, like, because a pickup wouldn't happen. I'm like, that's weird. And it's like they actually just cut a round out that day. I think that might be happening sometimes, because the fact that the box, the thing hadn't changed either. Anyway, you'll all be pleased to know I've rescheduled. So if that doorbell goes, brace yourselves. And if he actually comes, then I want to go out and do some sourcing. I have been looking. I've been keeping a proper eye on cost of goods, and I will check it again before I go. And I literally will go with a budget. I will go with a budget for normal bread and butter items. If I see something outstanding, then that's like a gross misconduct, or what I mean is it's like an extremity and extremity. It's like it's a different case, different rule. If I see something outstanding, I want a banger. If I see a banger, I haven't had any posts this week. Oh yeah, but yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I do think they're cutting out the odd day. Like, I think if they can't, like, if someone's off sick or something and they can't cover it, it doesn't get covered sometimes. Loving the waffles. We'll have to catch up later. Oh, thank you. Yeah, have a good day. got to go catch the bus. Oh God, I hope it turns up for you in this weather. My friend also messaged yesterday and said it's just happened to me, but not as badly, because mine was like 90 minutes and she had 40 minutes or something like that waiting for a bus. And she was saying how bad it was, like in this weather, waiting for a bus. And mine just literally just didn't even turn up. Just a little scratch. Yeah, hang on, let's have a slurp of tea. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I haven't got into it, Yeah, I do want to, well, I need to do some sourcing. Oh yeah, that's right. So I put title, income is reselling income or selling something is back on track, and it's to do with income. It's so how I used to, eBay used to do £100 turnover a day. Obviously that's not profit, but for me, if I knew, like, with kind of what I spend, if I do £100 turnover a day, I'm okay. And I thought, I'm never going to get back to that. This week it happened and I'm back, and I'm like, I've had no sales days, the turnover's great, and I know that the profit's fine with that. I'm like, oh, please, I just need this to continue. But obviously the weird thing is I haven't had a lot to list this week, because I've listed all my backlog of rings, and so I haven't obviously listed, I don't think I've listed every day. I've maybe found, the odd thing, I'm like, well, that can go on. Haven't been able to, oh no, I sourced a couple of things off Vinted, but I mustn't do that because it's, the profit just isn't there. They were like, it just reaffirms for me that unless you can get an absolute bargain, or I guess be really aware of your numbers, you've got to be careful with Vinted, because you think oh yeah, that's good, and then obviously with the buyer's protection fee and then the postage, it might be out of the profitability zone. So yeah, I haven't done any proper sourcing this week, because I've been keeping an eye on that. So it's weird. So obviously it's previous work that's brought this week, and I feel like if I can have every week like this, I'm sorted. Everything's fine. And that's just on the bay as well. So is anyone sourcing on Whatnot, by the way? There are some real bargains to be had on there. I've got to rein myself in on Whatnot, because I've been lucky. Well, I've won a couple of things, which for me, the main thing is if you win like a buyer's giveaway thing on Whatnot. So Whatnot's, if anybody doesn't know, I'm sure you all do, but it's an online selling platform, a live selling platform where, yeah, it's like an auction. And they do these buyer's giveaways. And so if you win one, basically, I'm never really that worried about, well, sometimes they're good, actually. I won a gift card this week for Amazon for £15. But the best thing about it is they could be giving you some sweets, but you get free delivery. So on your other stuff, if you bid on anything. And I've had some good stuff off of there, real bargains. Stuff for the girls. Yesterday they were both made up. Maud got a Simpsons t-shirt with, and that was from Naomi's of Homer, like backing into the shrubbery. That was when I came in a bit drunk on Saturday night, and I went, oh, look at this, and she went, oh, I love that, was that bit. So that came, a few things came from that night. That came, and a really nice, is it Nike zip up, the stripes down the arms, for Connie. She's watched off with that. A bag, a Kate Spade bag. I was like, oh yeah, that's when I came in after a few red wines, wasn't that? So I've put that on Minted. But yeah, I mean, you can get some right bargains, basically. So I'd imagine some people are sourcing on there. Catherine, it's great that your hard work with eBay's paying off. Thank you. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It feels like a cheat this week, given that my stocks are running low, and Good morning, Rosie. Yeah, so God, fingers crossed. But the bizarre thing is, of course, I'm like, I must move out of rings. Rings are a slow seller. And what I've been selling this week, it's like they're listening rings. Um, Yesterday, somebody in Italy bought 8 rings. I was like, oh God, what the heck? They were putting in offers. And so, like, when I see now, if I can be bothered, if I'm on the laptop, if I see an offer, I check them out and check their feedback left for others, because if you're leaving negatives all over the shop, I'm not interested. It's just not worth it. Anyway, this person looked fine. It was all Millie Grazie and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll accept that. And then I'm like, hang on, all these offers are from this person. But now, the other great thing with eBay now is generally you accept the offer and it comes out automatically a few minutes later, because they have to put their payment details in before they put in their offers. And I did counter on one of them. Like, we went back and forth. So just on one of them, because I thought, no, that is a bit low on that one. All 8 paid for, all on their way. And so amazing. And that wasn't even, and then I had more sales. Oh, it was just all rings, I think. I did have, I told you about the woman that was talking to me every single day, like she was my new friend, and about and I managed to sort her out in the end. And she loved the first ring. She wanted the second one, but she wanted that £10 discount. So I sorted her out in the end with the discount she was happy with. Sent her the second ring. And she's opened 2 returns for them both to come back. Fortunately, she has said, nothing wrong with the rings. They're nice rings. I've changed my mind. I'm like, what? Wow. How complicated must that woman's life be? She messaged me back and forth for like 7 days. She loved the first ring. She got the second ring. And then she's going to return them. I'm like, God, if you do that, just purchasing 2 rings, what's your life like? It must be so complicated. So, but it's fine, obviously, because she's done it as just didn't like them, changed my mind or whatever. Fine, just send them back. I'll relist them. And I have one more return, the little butterfly wing pendant. The lady said, and again, luckily, just was honest and said, thought it was going to be bigger. I didn't read the measurements. And in fact, oh no, I did put that one on prior to, I've started doing one of the photos of next to a tape measure now. So even if they don't read the item specifics, if they at least go through all the photos, which you should if you're buying something, shouldn't you? They can see a picture of the size, which is hopefully going to help some of the people who are like, oh, I thought it was going to be bigger, I thought it was going to be smaller, I thought it was going to be heart-shaped, thought it was going to be a balloon. So yeah, so 3 returns open, but all as, just they're changed their mind. So I can cope with that. And I guess that's not too bad if you're a clothing seller come January. I bet there might be quite a lot with people feeling the pinch and wanting to return stuff. Yeah, so I'm chuffed. I'm just going to check and see if it was all rings this week. Yeah, so back on it, and I do want to get out and do some sourcing if possible, but I'm only picking up good stuff. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to talk about. Yes, so let's have a look from yesterday. Rings, 1, 2, so 8 there, that's 10. Here's 10 rings yesterday. And, when averagely, so Moti from Italy spent 100. That's weird. Why does it say free postage? Don't even know. But I mean, I don't care because he spent that amount of money. £162 on rings, plus whatever he's had to pay GSP. Sold a ring for a really, oh, can I show you this without, this is such a nice ring. I only listed this week because I went through my drawers and looking for stuff that, like through my death pile, not death pile, but, just making sure there's nothing in that could be listed. Some of it's just my stuff, but like, is there anything I'm missing? And this ring, I don't even know where I got it from. I don't know why. It was just, here we go. Can you see how lovely that is? That smoky quartz. It's an old one as well. Oh God, it was so nice, like really decent size. Yeah, I only listed that this week. And so that, yeah, I found it in my stocks. I found like 2 or 3 things to list this week that I just went through the drawers, and like sometimes I just chuck things in. That one for 28, I think. Yeah, 28. That was yesterday, and then another. See, this is the sort of thing I don't pick up. Well, I wouldn't pick up individually unless it was dirt cheap at the boot. It's just not my style, but obviously it's someone's style. This is that pink sparkly clustery leaf thing, and that went for 20. And so the thing is really working where I just send out bulk offers of 5%. They can get 10% off if they just buy it. So I do the 5, but leave the tick in so that they can offer back to me. And they're all offering mostly. I think there's only one that I counted and they said, no, mostly it's working. They send me back something like, I can work with that. Or, I can accept that. Accepted, gone. So there was only one that I counted and like a bit too low on that item, and they didn't come back, anyone. So yeah. Good morning, Julie. Morning, Woo. Do you use Jiffy bags for jewelry? Yes. Apart from the freebie ones from you get from eBay, if you've got middle shore store shop. The ones I use, they're the most reasonable. Is that an A5 size, I think, on Amazonia? Should I put a link? Whoa. Should I do a link on this video when I get off? I think they're the most reasonable ones. I think they're about 20, early 20 pences, and they're quite thick. If any of you've bought from me, you'll know, like, they're much more sturdy, robust than the eBay ones are a bit soft, aren't they? So what I do as well is I wrap it, whatever it is, in a bit of tissue paper, so it's already quite padded because I used a lot of tissue paper, and then if it's something like that pink one where I think this has a chance, even though it's in that padded thing, of getting squished, I also use a little pop-up card. I put some links in, a little card thing that you squish the ends, and it's just enough. Card can be really strong card can be really strong, so it's just enough to protect it, but it will still go as large letter. Yeah, I'm gonna put some links in, or should I just put it on the I'll put some in I don't know where to put it. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll try and put it on the end of this, underneath this video, because they're the most reasonable ones I found. And I feel like I found the most reasonable polymailers as well for clothes. Pink ones I've got. I'll put them below afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just a quickie this morning. Have you been out? Have you been braving this weather? God, that sounds so old, I know. But after my experience of almost dying at a bus stop, it is like braving it, isn't it? Oh God, the poor guy in my basement. I'd realise as I'm saying it how that sounds. Should we just end it there? My neighbour, let's phrase it that way, because that is true. My neighbour who lives in the basement, oh sorry, it's just not even, this is awful, was tapping on my door yesterday, which was odd because like oh, you've seen the video, haven't you? Our stairs, like the start of the stairs, that's my flat, but we didn't have a door downstairs, it's just up here. And so he was tapping on me, he said, oh, I'm really sorry, like, have you got a number for our current management company which will be taking over? And I was like, no, it's a big beef with me because what if something goes wrong, we can't contact them. And he said, oh, yeah, I've got a flood, 18 inches of water in his basement. And we've had all sorts of problems with water in this area. Day before, Connie and Maud got sent home from school. The schools shut because there were something had happened with water in the area, so they had to close. I think all the pipes in our area are so old. I know around Lady Jane, where we were before, oh my God, the amount of times we had to call Thames Water out. And the pipes, they said all the pipes need replacing, basically. They're like Victorian pipes or something. And Thames Water don't do it. They just only replace a little bit as they break. Anyway, so yesterday had a yellow pipe coming out into the road, pumping water out of his basement. I was like, oh, poor thing. So I did go on doing some investigation. I said, I'll go on my emails and find out all the information we got from the solicitor. There must be something on there to do with the guy that sold it that still owns the management company. And then I was on Company's House and Googling. I said, right, I found a number. But I said, also go to your not solicitor, go to your estate agent, because it's, and say, right, data protection, this is an emergency. We don't know where. It looked like some cowboy builder had concreted over a stopcock. But it turns out he did manage to get hold of the guy that sold it in the end through the estate agent. And he said, no, that's an old stopcock. So I'm guessing he knows where his stopcock is now. But yeah, awful. And because my second thought after he said there's flooding in my basement was like, oh God, it's us. Like we've got a leak up here somewhere. It's gone past the ground floor flat and into his, but still awful for him. But I was a bit like, yeah. So I don't know if that's to do with the problems that, closed the schools, and it's like had a knock-on effect of pipes bursting further down. Fucking awful for him. Anyway, that was a little unwarranted story for you about a neighbour that you'll never meet. Thank you, Limelight. That's my other thing I wanted to say. Was it Daily Refinement or Tekken's group that you joined? I used to in it. Thank you. That was the other thing I wanted to mention. I watched John Brum. What's his channel called? Brum Reseller. I think that's right. Video yesterday because he's left the Tekken Sports. Oh, it's called Reseller Greatness group now. And so yeah, I was in Chris's Daily Refinement one, and then I think I downgraded my subscription before he and Tech split the group. And then I was like, actually, I'm going to join Tech's group. So I've been in it 2 months, I think it's been going. But I've been feeling, I need a tissue. I've been feeling very, you saw this video, yeah. I've been feeling very like, am I being a bit daft here because, oh God, I'm sorry. That was not nice for anybody. I could have just done that, couldn't I, while I did it? God alive, I'm a twat. Right, sorry, I'm back. I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit, well, it's a bit of a luxury, isn't it, to be paying that amount? I do feel very like, obviously it is, yeah, it's 95% American. And I was saying, like, the jewellery is so different that they pick up out there. What they have to, and obviously the same with the clothes as well, what they have to thrift, what their availability is so different, and what they sell is so different on the whole to what we have here, how we do it, what we can sell, what's available. Some of it is crossover, so that's relevant if you are sort of using the channel for ideas on what to pick up. Obviously, as business structure and motivation, it doesn't matter what area you're in. And a couple of people that are in areas that aren't huge on there, like the biggest area is clothing, have done very, very well because they have been very involved and got a lot out of it. And so I've been in a couple of the UK calls, and I joined the jewellery Yeah. Oh, well, no, it's separate from that actually, but I'm in a jewellery chat. But I feel it's a bit of a luxury just to be able to have these videos playing when it's costing like £34 a month or something. So I think I am going to come out of that, which is kind of, it's gutting in a way. If it was a little bit cheaper, I'd probably just keep it. But I'm like, nah, I need to be sensible. Because I do like the group. I do like, I love the videos, but I feel I don't get enough out of it to warrant the cost. And yeah, I was wondering, am I not putting enough effort into it to get the rewards out of it? Is it me? I don't know. But yeah, I think like John said, the kind of what we get out of it, we could get for free by just being in the community here as well. Yeah, some things you get out of it what you put in. So yeah, I think I'm going to come out of it. Sad. I'm sad because I do enjoy it, but I can't justify it. I think it looks beneficial for clothes and shoe people. Yeah. I'm thinking about the other people that, like, from the UK that are in it. I think some of them really have, the business ideas, the strategies of, how to run your business really have been majorly beneficial. But a lot of the stuff for me, I was already aware of my numbers. I've always been aware of my numbers. That's something I do. And, it's more of it's been slightly motivational, I think, for me to keep at it and kind of reassuring this can work. It's inspiring, but it's a lot of money to see that, for me. I think if you like start off not even being on top of your numbers and stuff, maybe if, there's some practical things in there that could be majorly amazing for your business. Yeah, so I'm not slanging it or anything. I rate it, but too much cost, like weighing it up. Well, I've seen Tech's YouTube. The opportunities so different than UK. Oh yeah, I mean it's totally different world. Totally different world. UK alternative would be good. Yeah. So there's Daz and Pui have a group, don't they? The Retail University. Is that? I don't know what that is. Is that a Discord group? Is that a similar thing? Because I know. Well, I'll find out in March. They're talking at the summit, I believe. So I guess we'll find out more about their thing that they run. Is anybody in that? Please comment below or message me and let me know if you are, because I wondered about that. Is that like the UK version of, because it's like we've got a great community here of resellers as the US do, and it is great. You've got people that can keep you accountable, but having a bigger group appeals to me, like the different insights that come from people, and that kind of, when you're feeling a bit, oh, is this really working? Or you need that sort of boost. No. A bit of a boost. I'd be interested in joining something else for slightly less money. And that is slightly, like for instance, that if I joined a UK group and there was another jewelry seller in it and, a UK jewelry seller, that would be really interesting because for me personally, obviously, because they come up against the same issues as you in sourcing, or selling or whatever. Yeah. So I might join something else in the future. Yeah, let's wrap it up there. Wow, that's just a nice little half an hour before our day starts. Having said that, I'm going to go and watch yesterday's morning call from Tech's group. Oh, so what do the The hypocrisy is outstanding. Um, yeah, right, okay. Have a lovely day, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye, don't die.